5
All
passengers.
airlines have crashed at one time or another. That doesn't mean that they are not safe.
Qantas.
Qantas?
Qantas never crashed.
Qantas?
Never crashed.
Qantas never crashed. So in this video, we're going to take a look at some, in my opinion, crazy so-called coincidences to do with the coronavirus, Melbourne, and The Simpsons. And I know how crazy that sounds, but why don't we just look at the evidence? I'll try and keep this one to 10 minutes, and then you make up your own mind. And if you can explain to me what's going on here, okay, if you want to sit down and try and come up with some kind of mathematical equation to work out the odds of this, I'm all ears, okay? Because the best explanation I can come up with, and this year I've just seen so much evidence that adds to this, what used to be like a fantastical theory, now to me is like obviously what's going on. But I'm a subject to biases like everybody, so if you can come up with a better theory than what I've got, I'm all ears. But let's look at the evidence first. What we're about to look at will make way more sense to you if you've seen The Missing Sync Part 5, which I released back in September of this year. And this is available to members right now. I also released it to the mailing list completely for free, but don't worry if you haven't seen it or listened. It's both a video and a podcast, like most of the member videos. Anything more than 20 minutes I release as both a video and a podcast, but don't worry if you haven't seen it. Everything you're about to see will make more sense if you have, but here's what you need to understand, or here's the main point that you need to know before you go and see it or watch it. That's the casino episode of The Simpsons, where Mr. Burns builds a casino. Believe it or not, there is an outrageous number of so-called coincidences between that episode and the casino in Melbourne, which is the back piece there of the thumbnail for that particular presentation. And if you haven't seen or heard the presentation, I know you're going to be like, well, I don't believe you. You shouldn't believe me. But many of you have seen that presentation, so you're on the same page. And here's just one example of the crazy coincidences in that episode. You've got Burns, he's in a bedroom. Okay, now remember, he's worried about germs. Think about what's happening in the world today. Burns is worried about germs, and those of you with a keen eye will have realized that his floor and his bed are the same as what we see in 2001: A Space Odyssey. This will mean nothing to people who've never read the Sync books or aren't into the topic that we call Sync. But for a lot of you, you can see where I'm going with this. And once again, The Missing Sync Part 5, I will send this out again in the next mailing list, or the next mailing list mail out that I do. I'll include it. So those of you who missed it the first time can see it again, even if you're not members of johnthebond.com. If you are a member, you want to go and check this out because it's probably one of the most important pieces that I put together this year. Anyway, so if you're with me on this basic idea that there's a relationship between The Simpsons casino episode and Melbourne via Crown Casino, if you're with me so far, let's take a look at this. Qantas is the national Australian airline. This is their CEO, Alan Joyce. You might have heard of him. We'll come back and talk about him in a moment. There was an incident earlier this year where there was a news story that had gone viral doing the rounds about Qantas planes which were being, I don't know what you call it, decommissioned or put into rest. I don't know what the official word is when they say, right, we ain't using these planes for a long time, let's take them out of service, whatever word that is. They put these covers on the engines, on the wings of the plane, and you can see here that you've got Illuminati symbolism. And you might remember this. So this article says, eagle-eyed conspiracy theorists have spotted a series of symbols on Qantas engine covers, which are linked to centuries-old secret societies. Two covers in particular caused a stir on social media. A photo in the article showed the engine covers with the image of the square and compasses, a symbol commonly associated with the Freemasons. Another engine cover shows the Eye of Providence, a symbol used in many religions, but often associated with the infamous Illuminati group. And you can see for yourself there, that is the case. You've got the Eye of Providence and you've got the compass and square. Okay, you can see that. Now, this was a news story back in, where's this? August 21 of this year is the news story. So you're with me. We've got Qantas, Australian-based carrier. They've made the news all around the world, especially with conspiracy theorists, with their symbolism on their planes. Now, I said to you, you might remember Alan Joyce because he also made the news more recently. In November of this year, just a few weeks ago, he came out as the first CEO of an airline to say, you're going to need the jab to fly in our planes.
Alan, when there is a vaccine, are you going to require all of your passengers
to be vaccinated before they get on a plane?
Yeah, we are looking at changing our terms and conditions to say for international travellers that we will ask people to have a vaccination before they can get on the aircraft. Whether you need that domestically, we'll have to see what happens with COVID-19 in the market, but certainly for international visitors coming out and people leaving the country, we think that's a necessity.
Okay, so you get the idea. Qantas CEO, first in the world to come out and say, yep, we're looking at changing our terms and conditions to say that you'll need the vaccine to board our planes. Will you need it to fly domestically from one Australian city to another? We'll look at that. But in terms of coming into the country or leaving, yeah, we're probably gonna do that. Right? I'm paraphrasing what he said, but you get the idea. So let's just take a look at where we're at the moment. I'm telling you, there's all these ridiculous coincidences between Melbourne, Crown Casino, and the casino in The Simpsons. If you haven't seen my presentation, I don't expect you to believe me, but you can see this presentation for free as a mailing list member, which is free, or you can just sign up as a member of johnthebond.com and get access straight away. It's up to you. But once you see that, there's no disagreement. Melbourne's Crown Casino and Burns' casino, outrageous coincidences, including when they were actually made back in the early 90s. It's just crazy. Anyway, so you're with me on that. We've got Burns with his germs and his 2001 Space Odyssey style room. Think like the Black Monolith, like all these monoliths turning up this year. We've got Qantas with their symbolism this year, doing the rounds. We've got Qantas being the first to say, no jab, no fly. I've already shown you how in The Rain Man, we've got this guy, Dustin Hoffman, saying Qantas has never crashed because he doesn't want to fly. He's scared of flying. And so the Tom Cruise character is like, look, if you won't fly with this airline because they've crashed before, let's go get a different airline. And this guy's like, no, don't want to fly with them. They crashed back in 85. And he's like, all right, we'll go with this other airline. He's like, no, they crashed back in 87. And so the Tom Cruise character's like, look, I'm getting sick of this nonsense. Who can we fly with? Who do you trust?
The Delta crashed August 2nd, 1985, Lockheed L-1011, Dallas, Fort Worth. Terrible wind chill.
All airlines.
135 passengers.
All airlines have crashed at one time or another. That doesn't mean that they are not safe.
Qantas.
Qantas?
Qantas never crashed.
Qantas?
Never crashed.
Well, that's...
Never crashed.
I mean, that's going to do me a lot of good, Ray.
Yeah.
You see, Qantas doesn't fly to L.A. out of Cincinnati. You have got to get to Melbourne.
Australia.
Melbourne, Australia, in order to get the plane that flies to Los Angeles. Do you hear me?
Canberra's a capital. 16.2 million population.
You've got to get to Melbourne, Australia. You've got to get to Melbourne, Australia. You have to go to Melbourne, Australia, to fly on the Qantas. Melbourne is in Missing Sync Part 5 Crown Casino. Now, think about these characters, Hoffman and Cruise. Now, think about johnthebond.com and the banner that I've had on this website since 2016. This is from the film Outbreak, starring who? Dustin Hoffman. And this is from the film Eyes Wide Shut, starring who? Tom Cruise. And of course, Dustin Hoffman also starred in Wag the Dog, talking about how they fake war and the masses are stupid, blah, blah, blah. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Now I want to show you the piece de resistance of this piece. We've looked at Rain Man and Qantas with the stars. Go to Melbourne. We've looked at the connections between Melbourne and Crown, which I understand those of you who haven't seen this won't believe me. That's fine, you can see this later, it'll all make sense. But some of you have seen it and you know exactly where I'm going with this. We've seen Burns with his germs at the casino that was built at the same time as Crown Casino in Melbourne, among many other things. Qantas with their Illuminati symbolism. No jab, no fly. Qantas once again. There's something going on here, guys. So let's finish with this scene from the casino episode of The Simpsons. I'm John LeBon. If you're interested in any of this, check the links in the info box below. A link to the free mailing list will be there, as will be a link to this piece itself, which if you remember, you can go and check out right now. Video and audio format available. Let's finish with this, and I hope you have a lovely day or evening or whatever time it is where you are in the world. I hope you enjoy yourself. See you next time.
21? Do that card counting thing again. Come on, do it again.
Definitely have to leave the table.
No! Please, 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 please!
Gotta watch Wapner. Leave the table. Yeah, leave the table.
No! Ah! No!